Tonight I'm going to introduce you to a Mid-South girl who by age is just a young woman. But by life experience, she's already seen more than you or I might ever see in our entire lives. Her name is Lizzy, and tonight she needs your help.
Before, I was sick, and I knew I was sick, but it didn't affect me at all. Like, sometimes I wish that I would have never even had that surgery. Because it's like I had a surgery to try to fix myself, and it just made me 10 times worse.
Just by looking at her, you might not notice. You might not see that this girl is different from anyone you'll run into on any given day.
This is the last dance that I went to before my surgery.
But look a bit closer.
That's us riding through Central Park in New York.
And while you might miss the tears in her eyes, you can't help but see the shining smile on her face.
Somebody was watching out for me.
Meet Lizzy Roberts, only 17 years old, but already this young girl has lived a life that most of us will never lead.
This is my bulletin board of memories.
From Michigan, but really from Mississippi, she's battling her own heart every single day just to stay alive.
I was born with aortic stenosis, and that means that my aortic valve was slowly closing.
To understand who Lizzy Roberts is, take a journey with me through her life, a life that's been touched and shattered by tragedy. Born with a narrow aortic valve in her heart in 1990, life for this girl was seemingly normal for most of her childhood, even through her teen years.
It never affected me, really. I was healthy, I could run, I could basically keep up with everybody else.
But when this young girl was even younger than she is today, the long road of heartache began when she suddenly lost her father. Lizzy was only 10 years old.
My grandparents told me that he had had a massive heart attack and that they did everything they could, but he passed away.
With another loss not far behind, just 1 year later, the sad side of fate's hands shed its shadow on this family once again. This time, 3 days after Lizzy's 11th birthday. This time, it was her mother.
July the 29th, I woke up that morning, and my grandmother told me that she was gone. My grandmother had slept with her that night, and she woke up at about 5 that morning and tried to wake my mom up, and she just died in her sleep.
With other obstacles in her path already planned out, it was in the summer of 2007. Lizzy was faced with a decision to have surgery, hoping to finally fix her heart and her narrow aortic valve.
It wasn't really a right then thing. It was just Dr. Edward knew that it was getting worse. It was getting to where in the next couple of years I would for sure have to do it. So they just decided to go ahead and do it because it was supposedly convenient.
It was on June 1st, 2007. The 17-year-old went to Baptist East, but shortly after the surgery started, things went terribly wrong. This girl, not yet even out of high school, had a massive heart attack.
So you didn't even know you had a heart attack?
I didn't know what had happened to me at all. I thought that I was still, when I woke up, I thought it was like the next day, but it was actually 2.5 weeks later.
While doctors struggled to save Lizzy, they tried shocking her heart so that it would beat again. But Lizzy was clinically dead.
I still haven't wrapped my head around that I died in the hospital. They lost me 3 times in the hospital, yeah.
Through the grace of God and with the tireless effort from Baptist East doctors, it was with this mechanical miracle Lizzy was saved. It's this machine that saved not just her heart, but on a daily basis, it continues to save her life.
And it's so lucky that I did the surgery there because no other hospital in Memphis has these.
Not for the faint of heart, what you're looking at is essentially the lifeline of Lizzy's heart. It's called a VAD, short for Ventricular Assist Device System. These tubes are attached to Lizzy's heart, and through its complicated yet simple mechanics, it pumps and beats Lizzy's heart, keeping her alive.
I needed one of the most rare kind that nobody really uses. I needed what's called a BiVAD, and it's both sides. And they're these big things that hang on the exterior of your body, and then the tubes go in, and they sew into your heart, and they do the work for your heart.
So while this is not a traditional Fox 13 problem solver, Lizzy is not your typical mid-southern girl. And right now, she needs your help.
I am waiting for a heart transplant. We're really praying that I get a heart by Christmas, but that's what I want for Christmas is a heart.
So at the age of 17, while the memories of her life gone by are now pressed between the pages of this scrapbook and the pictures of her late parents, look at her from behind a plain piece of glass. Her father's hat sits quietly in this young girl's room watching on as her mother's words of wisdom echo through her mind. It's right now Lizzy hopes and prays for a donated heart while having no choice but to live on borrowed time.
Love is all that matters after all. It sure makes everything seem so simple. It's really hard, but you kind of have to. There's really nothing else you can do, you know. When something happens, you just have to keep living.
With her grandparents by her side, Lizzy only wants one thing, a heart. But it's ironic, because the girl who needs it tonight, the girl who still has a shining smile on her face and a tear in her eye, is the same girl who would donate her own to save another's life.
Think about the bigger picture, because it's more important than the little things, day by day, you know. So that's what this has taught me, is to look past everything, you know, look ahead.
What Lizzy needs is a heart transplant, and she can only have this procedure done after a heart has been donated, of course. The problem, I'm told by doctors in this part of the country, the Mid-South, there are far fewer people who donate their organs than there are in other parts of the country. Lizzy's wish tonight, please donate. Reporting in the studio, Scott Maddus, Fox 13 News.